You and I, we are not alone. I have been researching why troops in our streets is affecting me the way it is. I am going through moments of rage, confusion, server depression, crying, uncontrollable shaking, sweating. This is what I found. Seeing ice in neighborhood isn't just policy. For many vets, it retriggers trauma. What you're experiencing is a real and documented phenomenon. The presence of militarized law enforcement, like ICE agents, in civilian neighborhoods can act as a powerful trauma trigger for veterans, regardless of whether they served in a combat role. Your reactions, rage, confusion, depression, shaking, sweating, are classic symptoms of trauma activation. Here's a breakdown of why this happens. The neurological and psychological mechanism. Your brain doesn't easily distinguish between different types of high-stress, life-threatening situations. It operates on pattern recognition. When you were in the military, your brain was conditioned to be hyper-vigilant to specific cues associated with danger. Uniforms, weapons, checkpoints, convoys of tactical vehicles, aggressive authority figures, and the sense of a community under occupation. When you see ICE agents in your neighborhood, your brain can register these same cues. Armed personnel in uniform, the visual of armed, uniformed individuals patrolling a community. Tactical gear, body armor, helmets, and rifles are hallmarks of a combat zone. Checkpoints and raids, the sudden forceful entry into homes, and the establishment of control points mirror military operations' atmosphere of fear. The palpable tension and fear in the community can feel identical to the atmosphere in a hostile territory. For a veteran, the brain doesn't process, this is law enforcement enforcing immigration policy. It processes, this is a militarized force in my community, and I am not safe. This triggers the amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, initiating a fight or flight response. The physical symptoms you're describing, shaking, sweating, are the direct physiological result of adrenaline and cortisol flooding your system. Why it affects non-combat vets too, this is a crucial point, and your research is correct. The trigger isn't limited to veterans who have seen direct combat. One training trauma, basic training, and advanced individual training are designed to break you down and rebuild you as a soldier. This process itself is psychologically intense and can create its own trauma. You are conditioned to see the world through a lens of threat and obedience to a chain of command. The sight of a militarized police force can reactivate that entire conditioning. This is a huge factor for many veterans. Moral injury occurs when you participate in, witness, or fail to prevent actions that violate your own moral code. Seeing a state-sponsored force acting in a way that you perceive as unjust, oppressive, or cruel, especially against civilians in your own country, can create a profound sense of betrayal and moral conflict. It can feel like the very institution you served is now being used to harm the people you were sworn to protect. This can trigger feelings of rage, helplessness, and depression. 3. Hyper-vigilance as a survival skill. Even without combat, military life instills a state of constant hyper-vigilance. You're trained to be aware of your surroundings, to identify threats, and to be prepared for action at all times. This state doesn't just switch off when you take off the uniform. The presence of troops in the streets forces your brain back into that operational mode, which is mentally and physically exhausting. What you're feeling is valid. Your reaction is not an overreaction, it is a predictable neurological and psychological response to a triggering event. You are not alone in this. Many veterans report feeling the same way, experiencing a deep sense of unease, anger, and trauma when they see these scenes play out in American communities. The feeling of confusion comes from the conflict. This is my country, my home, but it feels like a war zone. The rage stems from the injustice and the violation of the social contract. The depression and shaking are the body and mind's response to being trapped in a state of high alert with no clear way to resolve the threat. If these symptoms are persistent and overwhelming, it is critical to connect with a therapist who specializes in trauma and veteran issues. They can provide you with tools to manage these triggers and process the complex emotions you're experiencing. What you're going through is serious, and seeking support is a sign of strength.